Hi everybody, my name's Kris, and this is It Worth It, y'all? Today's going to be a little bit different because what I am doing is I am preparing for the Three Rivers Challenge. If you've never heard of the Three Rivers Challenge, Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead started a pantry challenge. I believe this is year number 7, what we're coming up in. So 6 years ago, she documented it on Instagram to do a pantry challenge. And what that means is you're not going to go to the grocery store between January and February. And you're going to eat out of your pantry. Now, you guys, if you don't know me personally, you're going to get to know me real well. I like to store a lot in my pantry. So much that I have a spot in my bathroom downstairs in my basement just for canned goods that I've canned myself. And then I've actually converted the smallest bedroom in my house to an actual walk-in pantry. I know, crazy. But the kids moved out. It's just me. I don't need 3 bedrooms. So guess what? One of them is now a pantry. And I've done my best to make sure that I stock things and I shop for things so I buy in quantities that would last me a year at a time. If you want to know more about how I do that, leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll do a video about how I handle that and how I make sure that when something goes on sale, I know how much to buy for myself for an entire year. But let's not get sidetracked. Let's talk about the Three Rivers Challenge. So, if you search the hashtag Three Rivers Challenge on YouTube or Instagram, you're going to find a ton of people actually that do this. And I didn't know it until I started doing it a couple of years ago. And this is the first time I'm going to document it on YouTube. So here's the plan. Plan is to go ahead and once a week document what I made out of my pantry. Might do breakfast, lunch, dinner. Just depends. It's just me and a very special friend of mine that may or may not join me on camera today to go through and only eat out of the stuff that's in the house. You'll also notice that people on this pantry challenge, like in the next 2 to 3 days, because today is the 29th. Today's the 29th. I forgot what day it was. Okay, so today's the 29th of December. And some people between now and the end of the year run to the grocery store, spend a ton of money, or do an at your standard haul, or go to Sam's and these big old hauls. I'm not going to do that. Because the rules of this challenge are, there are no rules. So it's really up to you and what your family can handle. So what we're going to do this year is, everybody that I'm going to cook for is in for January. So January, we have a teeny weeny grocery budget of $50. Usually we spend about $100 to $120 a week. So we're going to spend $50 in the month of January. That's for all food purchases. Eating out, everything. All food purchases, $50 for 2 people. So, and that's what we're going to average. That's what we're going with. $50, 2 people. We got this. There is a small list of items that we're going to buy from the grocery store. I don't have a dairy cow. So we are going to splurge on our $50 is for milk, fresh vegetables, because we like salads. We just like salads. And my green stalks aren't producing lettuce yet. So we're going to do lettuce, tomato, cucumber, maybe carrot if we need it, maybe celery if we need it. I already have plenty of onions. I already have plenty of potatoes. I already have plenty of eggs, excuse me. Because I showed you the water glass video. I've only worked through 1 of the 5 buckets, so we're doing pretty good. So, so there's not a whole lot that we need to buy. Of course, then you're just like, why on earth, Kris, would you put yourself through that? Well, let's talk about that too. There are many benefits to this pantry challenge. First of all, you have a pantry and you stock food to use it, not just to take pictures of it and say, oh, it's so pretty, look at it on the shelf, oh, let's take pictures for Pinterest. That's not what we do this for. We do it because we want to eat it and we rotate it and use it. Second of all, you actually really get to understand what you're actually consuming. The reason why I know how much Crest toothpaste I use every year is because one day I decided, hey, let's write a date on the day that I opened this tube and let's figure out how long it lasts. So now I know how many tubes of toothpaste to buy for 1 year. So this gauges, and now that I have a different person, my son moved out. I have a significant other that I'm cooking for as well. Not just me by myself anymore, which is fun. Finally get to feed somebody. So now I have to go, okay, how much am I actually going through? Third thing, right now is when you're getting your seed catalogs in the mail and you're getting ready to start planting your garden. And you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I grow next year? Well, guess what? You're going to whittle down what's in your pantry and you're going to go, oh, you know what? I canned 85 quarts of tomato sauce last year and we only used 25. Guess what I don't need to do next year? Or, oh, I had a bumper crop of green beans and we ate through them all, but we ate through them all and they lasted all clear to March. So now I know that I need to make what I made, can what I made, and then maybe add 12 more. So it's really about understanding what your family goes through. Your family's different than mine. We're going to eat different quantities of things. Did you have enough flour on? How much flour do you go? Ask yourself these questions, really. Because whenever you're really starting to talk about food pantries and making sure that you have enough food and, with all the things that have happened in the last couple of years and what they keep saying is coming, do you really have enough of what you need? And can you consume it within the guidelines of what they tell you can as far as time frame goes? Flour doesn't have a long shelf life. Fats don't have a long shelf life. There are things that last. Honey has a forever shelf life. Sugar, salt, same thing. But do you actually have enough on your pantry shelf to make it? And then define make it. Do you want to store 2 months? Do you want to store 6 months? Do you want to store a year? I shoot for a year because I know that I'm going to sink fund a cow, a couple hogs, chickens, and then I'm going to grow a garden. And I'm going to try my best to get as much out of that teeny weeny garden as I can. Fresh produce. Eat as much fresh as you can, and the rest of it's going in jars. So there are so many reasons to do this pantry challenge. It's not just to save money or to be restrictive. There's so much education that you're going to get out of just taking a couple months out of the year and only using what you have in the house. I did not go and do a huge haul to prepare for this. I've done this a couple years now, and so I kind of have a good grasp on what I need in the house to make it for a couple months. So I'm not really worried about hurrying up and running out and buying 30 cases of butter or whatever. I don't need to do that. There's enough in my house that I'm going to make it. So it's interesting to see others. I want you to look up the hashtag threeriverschallenge, and I'll put the hashtag in the description so you can search it on YouTube or Instagram. I'm going to do my best to do once a week videos here on the challenge so you can see what we're doing. January, 100% all in. Everybody's in January. I'm probably going to be the only one in on February, but we're going to cheat, and I'm going to see if I can push it as far as I possibly can. Because it's going to make room. It's going to make room for all the produce that's going to come in, all the new cow I have to buy, the new hog I have to buy, because we're almost out of all those proteins, which is exactly what you want. It's exactly what you want. So I'm kind of very excited about this. It's really going to be interesting, not only living it, but trying to document it as well. That's something I've never done before. I've done it on Instagram with like pictures and stuff, but never just like actually cataloging. I have an inventory. Oh, that's another thing. Make sure between now and the first of the year, you go through an inventory as quickly as you can, as best as you can. Because if you have no idea what's in your pantry, which I did not, I had no clue what I had. And we've inventoried everything except for the walk-in pantry. And I think we have like 2 shelves that I want to get done before we start the challenge because it's like stuff that we would use on a regular basis. I had no idea what I had in stock. And there's some stuff that we need to get rid of. And this is the time that we're going to get rid of it because I kind of lost my way and understanding and remembering what I had. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Amen. We're going to get through it. So, do an inventory. Make sure you know what you've got. And then I'm going to do my best to document everything. Let you know how it is. Let you know how I feel about it. Not only what I've used, maybe throw some prices up there so we can kind of do a comparison of, I know we spend about $400 to $450 a month on groceries. And so we're going to try to get that down to $50. And so that's $800 that we could save and sink fund that toward half a cow or a hog or 50 chickens. So I'm kind of excited about that too, just to see where we're going to be. So I'll keep a detailed list. I'm not going to show you my inventory of what I've got on hand versus what I don't. But I'll keep you posted on what we buy at the store, if anything, and then what we've actually consumed food-wise over the next 30 days. Okay, here we go, y'all. Is it worth it? Let's find out. Whew. Say a little prayer. Say a little prayer we have enough variety and nobody goes crazy while we're trying to do this challenge. It's going to be real, y'all. So I look forward to sharing it with you. I look forward to showing you what you can do when you put your mind to something. So with that, we'll see you on the next one. And until then, Happy New Year. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.